Welcome to Inside Gaming. I'm Brian. It's the Weekend Roundup. Apple gave us some more details on its new Apple Arcade game subscription service this week, but will anybody buy it? It will cost $5 a month. We learned that, and for that you're going to get a selection of games. It's not streaming though. You'll be able to actually download the games and play them on an iOS device, a Mac, or an Apple TV. It's launching next week, September 19th. They also announced their lineup of launch games, which include some big names. There was Konami, Capcom, that new group founded by Final Fantasy creator Hironobu Sagauchi, and a bunch of others. They also showed off a new version of Frogger, okay, as well as an adventure game called Shin Sakai Into the Depths. What a deal, right? I don't know, the question is still out there, who is gonna buy this? I'm not even asking that in a snarky way because I genuinely don't know, because on one hand, you've got your traditional console and PC gamer. They probably all have phones, but if they're gonna play a game, it's probably gonna be on console or PC. Now the Switch has proven that people love playing games on the go, but Switch games are generally a lot more fully featured than mobile games, and none of these really seem like the kind of splashy hit that's gonna sell a service. I loved Frogger as a kid. I'm old enough to remember Frogger, but I'm not paying a subscription to that, especially in 2019. Also, even if some of these games are good, at some point you run out of hours in the day to play video games. Yeah, that's great. I can play it on my phone. I've got to work for a little bit at least. Yeah, it's $5 a month, but I think people also are getting to the point where they maybe have subscription overload, because a lot of us probably have a few streaming video services we subscribe to, not to mention PS Plus, Switch Online, Xbox Live Gold, possibly a music service like Spotify. Oh yeah, I forgot Amazon Prime. And there are a bunch more on the way. Disney Plus is coming, HBO Max. Oh, and NBC Universal is coming out with one too. That's gonna be the only place you can watch The Office soon. We haven't even touched on the whole ownership issue, because at this point, the idea of you actually owning a game is completely out the window. And I know we haven't ever really owned our games, but services like this and Google Stadia are basically setting it up to where you're just paying for time to consume a game, which just seems like cold. This puts everything in the hands of providers. It's not hard to imagine a future with no modding, no custom servers, none of the stuff that makes gaming unique. And I know music and movies, they've done the same thing, but games feel more personal than either of those. We spend way more time with our games. I still got old NES games that I can pull out and play. That's not gonna be possible with this new crop of digital-only streaming and downloadable games. What happens if Apple Arcade goes away? Do you get to keep those games you downloaded? And if somebody tries to save or emulate them a few years down the road, is Apple gonna sue them into oblivion? The only audience I can really think of for this is the very, very casual market who plays mobile stuff, but are they even gonna pay $5 for this? Free to play, that's still king in mobile. Some of these casuals act like $5 is $500. So it seems very much up in the air if gamers, any kind of gamers, will be into this or not. We'll see. All right, moving on. It looks like the upcoming Call of Duty Modern Warfare will definitely have, drumroll, loot boxes. Yeah, a lot of people on the Modern Warfare subreddit, as well as YouTube and Twitter, have posted screenshots of after action reports in the game showing evidence of loot boxes. It's just in the beta, but it's there. Not a huge surprise, obviously, but the question now is, what's in them? Cosmetics? Could it be more pay to win? We'll have to see. Activision isn't talking yet. Modern Warfare comes out October 25th for the PS4, Xbox One, and PC. It's been more than 2 weeks since World of Warcraft Classic release. Looks like the game is still going strong. The game has either been #1 or close to #1 on Twitch since the Classic version released back at the end of August. It's been averaging nearly 183,000 viewers in September. That's double the amount from last month and more than triple from July. So looks like the good times are rolling for Blizzard. Although I checked this morning, it had fallen to #3 behind Borderlands 3 and League of Legends. Still, even though we're just a few weeks in, it seems like all those people who were advocating for vanilla Warcraft were right. People really did miss old school WoW, and the numbers are there to prove it. Nintendo has been on a vendetta lately against piracy sites. In the UK, they recently won a court case that will require internet providers there to block access to websites that enable Switch piracy. It requires the ISPs to block 4 websites in particular that distribute pirated games and modified hardware. This dates back to that exploit that was found in early Switch hardware. In a statement, Nintendo said this decision will help protect the UK games industry and the more than 1,800 developers worldwide that create games for the Nintendo Switch platform and who rely on legitimate sales of games for their livelihood and to keep bringing quality content to gamers. Keep bringing us that quality content. Meanwhile, Nintendo also has filed a multi-million-dollar lawsuit against a ROM site known as ROM Universe. The site lists a bunch of old and new Nintendo games. Nintendo is asking for damages of $150,000 for each copyright infringement and up to $2 million for each trademark infringement. Damn, Nintendo has done this successfully in the past with other ROM sites. Looks like they are not finished yet. Speaking of Nintendo, they filed for a weird patent recently. It was for like bendy Joy-Cons. The patent was filed in Japan. It appears to be for a pair of Joy-Cons with hinges on them, which means you can flip the upper part down, kind of away from the user. It's not clear what those will be used for. It's even stranger because the newest Switch, the Switch Lite, won't even have detachable Joy-Cons, but it's Nintendo. They love trying new things, as we've seen with that whole fitness ring thingy, so we will see what they come up with. Maybe it has to do with the fitness thing. I don't know. All right. Let's talk about all the games coming out next week. First up is AI, the Somnium Files. It's described as a neo-noir detective adventure from the mind of Kotaro Uchikoshi, the Zero Escape director, plus character design by Yusuke Kozaki. He did No More Heroes, Fire Emblem, not a bad pedigree. Now this game puts you in a near future Tokyo. You're a detective, you're hunting for a serial killer, you've got to investigate crime scenes as well as dreams while you're on the hunt for clues. It's out for PC, PS4, and Switch September 17th. Remember Groundhog Day? Nope, not the holiday, the 90s movie with Bill Murray about reliving the same day over and over. Well, it's got a sequel that's coming to VR. In Groundhog Day, like father, like son, you'll play Phil Connors Jr., and guess what? You're trapped back home in Punxsutawney, the small town you thought you'd escape from. You gotta repeat, of course, the same day over and over until you learn the true value of friends and family. It's out for VR and PSVR September 17th. Have you always wanted to be a truck driver out there on the open road, nothing but you and your big rig? Well, now you get your chance with the appropriately named truck driver. When you inherit a truck from your father, you decide to take your chance and move to a new city. It's up to you to make a name for yourself, of course, earn respect from the local community. You can drive through a seamless open world, work with all kinds of people. There's a constructor to a lumberjack. Honor your father by making it as a truck driver. This one's got a big career mode. You can haul a bunch of different cargo, start from the bottom, take on jobs, buy new trucks and parts, become a respected truck driver like you've always wanted. It's on the PS4 and Xbox One September 19th. Ooh, I've been looking forward to this next one, the remake of Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. This one, of course, bringing back the old school 1993 Game Boy games. The graphics are going to be a little better this time. Of course, Link has been washed ashore on a mysterious island. To escape, you've got to collect magical instruments across the land and awaken the wind fish. Explore a reimagined Koholint Island that's been faithfully rebuilt in a new art style that will entice new fans and, you know, the old schoolers like myself. Battle enemies, conquer numerous dungeons, of course, because it's Zelda, and uncover all the hidden secrets. It's out on the Switch September 20th. Lego Jurassic World has been out for a while now. It's headed to the Switch. Following the epic storylines of Jurassic Park, The Lost World Jurassic Park 3, and Jurassic World, Lego Jurassic World lets you relive and experience all 4 of those movies, reimagined in Lego form. Of course, it's a Lego game. The adventure, it lets you play through key moments and explore all of the different aisles in the game. It arrives on the Switch September 17th. Ni no Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch is back. Join Oliver as he embarks on an adventure through a world inhabited by friends and foes, and he's trying to bring back his mother after a tragic incident. Now, this game is famous for its animation, was created by the legendary Studio Ghibli. The game combines beautiful animation, the storytelling's great music. It's a good RPG. It's if you haven't played it, it's worth a shot. It's coming to the Switch September 20th. A remastered version drops for the PC and PS4 the same day. The Sojourn is a thought-provoking puzzle game with a color-drenched world of light and shadows. In the game, you arrive in a mysterious land where lights guide you forward. It's not long until the world reveals itself to be full of challenges. You have to overcome them to uncover the nature of reality. That is always tough to do. It's out for PC, PS4, and Xbox One September 20th. Last but certainly not least, Untitled Goose Game is finally here. You might remember this went viral a while back. Everyone apparently just wanted to be a crazy goose. The wait is finally over. I'm just gonna read the Steam description. It's a lovely morning in the village, and you are a horrible goose. Untitled Goose Game is a slapstick stealth sandbox, I love that genre, where you're a goose let loose on an unsuspecting village. Make your way around town from people's back gardens to the high street shops to the village green, setting up pranks, stealing hats, honking a lot, of course, and generally ruining everyone's day. Sounds great to me. It's out for PC and Switch September 20th. All right, that is all the news we've got for you. It's been a tough week for us here at Rooster Teeth. You probably read, had some bad news, but thanks for everybody who reached out online. Honestly, I'm thinking about the people who got laid off. It was just brutal. I don't know what to say, but I wanted to say something about it. Thank you guys very much. We'll see you next week.
So speaking of Google Stadia though, the first and biggest question that has yet to be answered is who is this for?
What niche is Stadia hoping to fill in the gaming industry?
It's a question we've been asking a lot and still don't have many answers here. The games industry is changing though, obviously. Digital purchases have killed stores like GameStop, and the rise of free-to-play games like Fortnite has called the whole business model of video games into question.